Hi, Martin here. Today I want to show you a set of shorty headers I got for the 4.7 liter engine. These are made to fit your Dodge Rams, Dakotas, and Durangos. And here's the headers right here. Got these off of eBay. They were a little over $200, which is actually half or less than half of a set of GBA headers and a third of the ones from Gibson. Now I know these are made in China, but let me tell you, I'm relatively impressed with these. Stainless steel construction, 304 tubing, 1.5 inch on the tubing, 3/8 plate right there, and I mean, they actually look really pretty good. I was really impressed with the welds and everything, but let's get a good close look at these and actually bolt them to a 4.7 liter engine and see how hard it is to actually get them on there. Sometimes aftermarket headers, certain bolts in the headers can be extremely difficult to get on, and you're going to say, how is that even done? But let's just see how hard it is to get these on there. Alright, well, let's get started. Alright, let me show you what you're going to get with your set of headers. Okay, the ones I got came in a box labeled DNA motoring. Okay. Each wrapped in a plastic bag. They're looking pretty good. You do get the 2 exhaust manifold gaskets. They look pretty decent. And then you get all new hardware. And that's including the flange bolts to your Y-pipe or your cat. And then it's got all the bolts in here for the bolt the header to the cylinder head. And this being the left side header. Alright, let's have a good close look at these headers. Actually, I was pretty impressed with all the TIG welding, especially around here on the flange. They did a pretty nice job. The plate is exactly 3/8 of an inch thick. Right there. And then the opening here at the header, the flange opening, is a little over 2 inches, almost 55.5 millimeters at 2.18 inches. And the primary tubes are coming in right at 1.5 inch. Probably a little shrinkage there with the bends, but yeah. All the TIG welding looks pretty decent. I mean, especially for the money. You're getting quite a bit of bang for the buck. And you can actually see that they did some like polishing of the tubes, like getting rid of any kind of burrs or anything from welding. You can see right there, you can do. They ran some kind of deburrer in here. And this is the most complicated one of the bunch, and it'll be also the hardest one to install, but not that much harder, only because of these 2 lower bolts right here. Okay, this one here being the right side. It's installed like that. Also, very clear shots to all the bolts. This one shouldn't be a problem at all to get installed. Again, the TIG welding looks really good. Alright, let's get these installed on the engine, see how well it goes. Okay, I got a 4.7 liter HO engine here on the stand. I recently got this one out of pick-apart. I actually haven't done anything to it yet, and it looked this good getting it out of pick-apart. So I got good feelings about this engine. I got the gasket here, and we're working on the right side header. And then the hardware it comes with takes a 11mm or 7/16 wrench or socket. We'll just get a couple of them started here. And on this side, I don't see much of a obstruction from the tubes getting to any of the bolts like you do on some headers. Let me get a couple of them in here, and I'll give you a good close look at this. Now I'm going to do a complete install video coming up. What I'm planning on doing is do a custom Y-pipe and delete the pre-cats that come right off the exhaust manifolds and do a single cat within the exhaust system, you know, further back after the Y-pipe. So I'd like to build a custom Y-pipe, or if you guys got any suggestions as far as a Y-pipe that is out there, you know, like maybe an aftermarket one or something like that, that I can get. Here you can see that you can get to all the bolts really easily. I'll get you a better shot of the ones right here that you can't see in the camera right now, but they're very easy to get to. I can just simply grab a bolt and put it right there in the hole. And now there is a little wiggle room in the header. I would try to get it as centered as possible. Here's the shot of the 4 bottom ones. As you can see, they're easy to get to. I had no problem getting to any of these here. Now that hole seems a little large. It almost looks like you could use a washer on that one there. That or a bolt with a larger flange might be nice. But you can still get a socket right on there. Well, getting the header installed here on the right side seemed like it was really easy. Let's see what the left one's going to do for us. Now, one thing I did notice, let's say with the gaskets here, notice how large the holes are compared to the exhaust ports. Well, that's pretty much the same size as your openings are on here. I feel it would have been better if the exhaust ports here, or these on the flanges, would have been closer to the exhaust ports of this. I mean, they can be a little bit larger, you know, that way it leaves you some room for porting and polishing the exhaust side of the cylinder head. They're actually considerably larger. So, I mean, I don't like that part of it because you're kind of causing some turbulence as the exhaust gases are leaving, and they come out and they hit this like swirl. And you're kind of slowing things down a little bit that way. All right, well, let's get this one on here and see if it gives us any problem. Now, one thing I can tell you right away, these 2 bolts back here, your rearward bottom 2 bolts, are going to be the hardest ones to get in. But I don't think it's going to be like a big deal, because I can clearly put the bolt in there, just like that. And they go in. And these may be the ones you kind of want to start with. That way the header is not bolted flush to the cylinder head, and you got some room to pull the header out a little bit to get those bolts started. So those 2 may be the first 2 you want to put in. Okay, with those 2 started, now we can throw in some of the easy ones. Now you can see I was able to get to 1, 2, 3, 4 of them using this. So you know you're not going to have any problems when it comes to installing them while the header's in your Dakota, Durango, or Ram. These again being the two hardest ones to get to, and that's where this gear wrench is going to come in handy. You're going to be able to get underneath here after you get them in there just a little ways and get that gear wrench on there. Of course, the bolt is screwing in there so easily. My gear wrench ain't working. There it goes. You need to screw that bolt in there just a little bit further before you can actually get your gear wrench on there. You may need to use your open end wrench if it's giving you any fight, and then you can get a gear wrench in there. There we go. We just got the one left right up here. And that doesn't look too bad either, even though you can't see it from there. Well, actually we got 2 of them left up here. Now, getting that one in there, not a problem. So you get it started, yep. Get this other one started, even easier. Finish it off with a gear wrench. And there we go. Well, they all went on really easily. Now, the only thing I didn't like is some of the holes are a little larger. I imagine they make that for ease of installation. But as you can see, you might be able to see that there's a little gap around the bolt hole right there. And I'm going to see if I can find some bolts with a larger flange on that, just so it grabs more the plate out here and covers that up, gives it more of a bite, even though I think these would work just fine. Okay, well, there we have it. I think they're a pretty decent set of headers, especially for the price of $208 it cost me. Now, I noticed on eBay, if a seller has several sets of headers, they go through them pretty fast, and then some other seller will have them. And so I'm not going to give you a link to any particular seller out there. This one came out of Texas. I was watching ones on California, and before you know it, they're sold out. So they do go fast, and that's why I went ahead and grabbed them now. The problems that we're having with shipping, stuff coming from China and all that, I figured I'd just go ahead and get them now, even though I'm not ready to install them now. But I will be building, like I say, a custom Y-pipe most likely. You know, I'll do a whole custom exhaust at the time I install these. And then as far as the flange bolts here go, I see that they're a 4.8. Now that tells me the hardness. Also tells me they're metric. But that means that they're pretty soft. And I'm almost considering changing all the header bolts, because that kind of tells me they're probably not like a very hardened bolt, and concerns me a little bit. So, but like I was saying, I might change those ones and get a bigger flange anyway. So I would look into that. I'm probably going to stop by McFadden Hardware. They got every bolt imaginable, and I'm sure they got something harder than these. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you have never subscribed to me before, please hit that subscribe button right down there and that little bell symbol right next to it. That way you're notified the next time I upload a video. And then you won't miss any of the header install into my 01 Dakota and the custom exhaust that I'm going to do for that. And I'm also an Amazon affiliate. Please check out the Amazon links in the description down below, where the channel earns a small commission from all the purchases you make through Amazon through those links. And that really helps out the channel. I sure appreciate it. I want to thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next one.